Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Did you realize that certain groups and people and organizations and governmental institutions, they act like the moralizers, the unelected moralizers of people? That is, they tell us what's right and what's wrong, what's nice and what's not nice, what's kind and what's not kind. They tell you basically that you're not a good person. These are moralizers, and based on their values, their morality. Well, we have here an incident that I think is very, very revealing of how some groups that have their role, I think they forget about their role and they go into moralizing people. And instead of working for tolerance and inclusion, actually they work for intolerance, because these guys are tolerant only as far as you do what they say. If you don't do what they say or what they like, they become very intolerant with other people's opinions or actions. But they ask you to be tolerant with their bullshit. Let me give you this little article here, and you're going to understand how these guys are operating. Associated Press, civil rights, this is the group right here, the groups. Civil rights groups condemn Soul Fest concerts at Georgia Park with giant Confederate carving. So this is from July 27, 2023. Atlanta, civil rights groups and other advocates denounced a concert series with black performers dubbed Soul Fest that is being held at the Georgia Park replete with Confederate imagery, including a giant carving of Confederate leaders. Stone Monument Park, just outside Atlanta, is where the KK marked its rebirth in 1915. Its colossal mountain-sized sculpture of General Robert Lee, Confederate President Jefferson Davis, and General Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson is the largest Confederate monument ever crafted and has special protection enshrined in Georgia law. They already give you a hint. It needs to be repealed. Or repelled, how you call it. The park has taken steps in recent years to try to soften its Confederate legacy. Soften, that means destroy it. Promote itself as a family site. Destroy it. And declining revenue. But civil rights groups have said the moves fall way short of what's needed. This is what is needed. A law that would ban it and destroy it. Destroy your history, my friends. Destroy it. You're on the way anyway. I'm talking about the American people. The Soul Fest. I'm a soul man. There you go. Concert series is a way of normalize and sanitize. Sanitize, it means wipe. The hateful message of the park. If you see the message the way you want to see it, you can see it that way. Other people see it as heritage, and some people are proud of their ancestors. Said Atlanta NAACP President Richard Rosenthal or Rose. They're saying this is okay, get used to it, it's cool, he said in a phone interview on Thursday. The music can't bring people together in front of this icon of Confederacy. See, he said, the moralist. This guy right here, Rose. The music can't bring people together in front of this icon of Confederacy. Well, if you go like that, then you can't do anything in America, because America is slavery, Confederacy, all that. That means what are you going to do? You get rid of those guys, all of them? I mean, you're on the territory of a stolen land, actually, right? Trudeau on a stolen land, the Prime Minister of Canada. So if you go with these guys' morality, you will never have peace here, because you can't bring people together on a stolen land. So how about we all go back? Right? No? Go back to where? I have places to go, do you? Or you're going to be forcefully removed by who? Who are going to be the enforcers? And who are the decision makers? The ones that are going to be in charge of your nuclear weapons? Yes, pretty sure. Pretty soon. And what do you think will happen? I told you before. The abused will be more likely to abuse than the ones who was not abused. So be careful of the tolerant abused victim. If that gets the power, I'm not saying it's me just because I don't disagree with certain things. There are studies. The abused will most likely abuse more than a person who was not abused. So be careful. Inclined to. That's the studies reveal to be a weasel. So this guy is a moralist. Let's go back and see what's going on here. And it's a bad faith effort to distance the park from the Confederacy. So they don't want to pass that. They want to destroy. Unless this is destroyed totally, maybe, I don't know, the park turn into a, I don't know, what could be a, I don't even know, a Disneyland or something. I didn't know that would be acceptable. So basically, if you read the article down, you're going to find more stupid arguments in these guys should not go and dance and sing over there in that park. And as I said, if you think like that, no place in the United States would be acceptable for reconciliation or with inclusion and diversity. Why? Because you're gonna always call this country formed by certain kind of people. You go and call it based on race and blah 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 blah, and they were abusers. The United States is like what? This kind of country. Therefore, what do you propose? Dismantling it and start over? Yes, a lot of people think that way. Do I agree with that? Of course not. But hey, what can I do? These guys give their country away. I merely came here, I can't fight alone. I need people who think the same way. If people don't think the same way, well, send your children to school, and they will think like you and like the way they want your kids to think. Now, what's going on here? I think this should go on. I think those guys should do it. There's a lot of symbols that people can interpret as being a symbol of this and a symbol of that. And that means what? People will not go to, I don't know, don't appear on the television because the television was used by those guys to incite this and incite that. Or what? You're not going to use a microphone because the microphone was invented by those people and their ancestors did that. Is that what you're going to do? I mean, if you look into it, you will always find a reason to moralize other people. Like, for instance, you can determine each and every person on this country from a certain group to being, I know, haters or guilty of something. You're gonna find something like these guys. Leave that monument alone. Let those guys over there. How do you want these guys to, I don't know, come closer together? You want to keep them separate, but you know what I mean? You want Jim Crow now? What's going on here? These guys are not, they want it their way. That's the whole thing. They want it their way. And they're the moralizers. I don't give them the authority. I don't give them the authority whatsoever. I hope that that Soul Festival goes on. And on the other hand, look at the other side. Don't these, what do you call them, groups, civil rights groups, actually play right the bad people's ideology? Because do you think that, let's say you have some hateful, racist, blah, 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 blah. Do you think they want those black entertainers do that festival, conduct that, complete that festival at that park, particularly that park? Do you think they're happy with that? So actually there's two kinds that would be unhappy with those black performers having their festival over there. The big haters and supporters of whatever. These guys on the other side say, no, you should not. So these guys are actually joining together, the civil rights groups and the haters. Because the haters say, one, you're desecrating our do. So by them, that's not right. By the other guys are not right. So they shake hands. That's another idiotic thing. Like people would like to have, I don't know, I'm not going to go there because it's YouTube. But anyway, I can give you the example here. The exact example is these black entertainments dancing and having fun with everybody else in that particular park. You have people that say, what? This was desecration. Blah, 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 blah. All right, well, you can say it. Now, if it's going to be any reference to that, and the heritage and those guys from the entertainers, if they get politically or they get, kind of like a social justice bullshit, now that's a problem. Because you incite and you activate exactly the people who you don't want to activate. If this is done as a, hey, let's be together here and let's, forget about that, let's move on, then yeah, that's fine. But if it's like, no, I take over and I'm going to erase that and that and then that's not right. I mean, it's not right. Why? Maybe it's right for these guys because they will say, well, just bring it on and we're going to have what we've been waiting for. And these guys don't understand. They play exactly in the hands of these guys. I can't have to talk straight. I hope that people have fun and it's like in a marriage. If you decide to go on and together in a relationship after someone did something bad, then you can't bring that up every day and take the upper hand and say, you owe me, therefore I have a special treatment in our relationship. You're going to be my bitch now. No. You either forget about and forgive about that, and we start over equal, or I'm not going to be. Bye-bye. See ya. I'm not going to be your little subordinate here. But unfortunately, in many relationships, that's what happens. One person, because someone fucked up, the other one takes over and says, now, this is the reason I will never forgive it, never forget it. I forget it, but no, actually it's a reason for the other one to become a dictator in the relationship. And what should you do? If you're the other one, just pack your shit and go, or kick the other one out, whichever works for you. The third option is not there. Together. Nah. Anyway, here is, my friends, civil rights groups become the moralizers instead of just being sure that they defend people that the civil rights were infringed or violated. They become the moralizers. Not good. Thank you very much. And they've been like this for a long time. They turned into something else. I don't give them the authority whatsoever. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.